Hey there! So today I'm going to share with you 8 important ideas about breath, 2 book recommendations, plus an exercise that you can use today to train your exhalation muscles and to support your breath and singing coordination. All right, so let's dive in. Number 1, how you experience breath will be unique to you. While we are a wind instrument and without air we can't make sound, your experience of breath will be unique to you. So if you put 100 voice teachers in a room, they would all describe breath a little differently. They would agree on the anatomy, the body function, but from there, things would start to vary. And this statement is backed up by the hundreds of books that I have read. If you put 100 singers in the room, each singer would describe the breathing process while singing just a little bit differently. A great example is this book, right? Here we go. I read this in my undergrad, Great Singers on Great Singing. He did lots of interviews with different singers. Now, what you notice in this book is that there's similarities in the experience of singing and breathing, but there are also differences unique to each singer. So, take the experts' suggestions, try them on, see how it feels in your body and for your voice, and notice what results it gives you. Just keep asking questions until you flush out what feels best for you and your voice. It's a journey. All right, number 2, your experience of breath may change over time. The concepts that worked while you were singing in high school may not apply as you sing in college, and then those ideas that you used in college may need to morph into something deeper as you sing as an adult. Not only is your body changing, but your awareness around singing changes as well. You are growing in your instrument. Plus, you may be singing different rep, switching genres, choosing to record, asking different things from your voice body instrument. And that makes a difference. So a good voice teacher will always help you with where you are right now, but that's not the end of the journey. I know you are anxious to get it right and to make the sound that you desire, but also realize that you are a moving, growing, ever-evolving work of art, and the concept of breath may need to be flexible as you advance in your studies. Number 3, often when learning about breath and when learning about singing, our breath, we can go to one extreme or the other. So here's one extreme. The singer that is completely disconnected from their breath, not sure what to feel, not sure what's happening. They have a mental understanding that breath is important, but not sure how or what to focus on. They may feel tightness in their sound sometimes, their range may be limited, and they may push out those high notes as they aren't sure what to do. Then, on the opposite side, there's the singer who is over-breathing. They know breath is important to singing, so they're going all in. Their intention is to do it and to do it right. But somewhere along the way, they've taken some of that information and just gone too far. They're overworking, over-breathing, and over-singing. And they're confused as to why the results aren't better because they're trying so hard to do what's being asked of them. Frustrated that the voice is sometimes tired and not as resonant as they want. Keep in mind that as you go on this breath discovery journey, balance is the goal. Somewhere in the middle of these 2 extremes is that sweet spot of breath and sound. A balance in the body where the instrument is functioning top to bottom of the range with efficiency and beauty. Now, sometimes we have to experiment with those extremes, right? Because sometimes we're like, where do we fit in this equation? But in the end, our goal is balance of breath. All right, number 4, what type of music you sing will affect how you relate to your breath. If you're singing songs, let's say, that lie mostly in your speaking range, and you're using amplification, you've got that mic for your gigs, you don't have to be overly concerned about breath, and here's why. your singing is more like your speaking voice because of that limited range, right? If you have a healthy speaking voice, your breath and your voice are functioning perfectly as you talk and communicate all day long. So if you're singing songs in your conversational speaking range and you're using amplification, it makes sense, right? That you don't need a breath overhaul. Now, understanding what your body is doing while you're breathing is good information and fun info to know. Some subtle shifts in posture can possibly make the breath flow even more efficient and singing easier. But let's say you start to sing songs with some high notes or even low notes, kind of outside of your normal speaking range, right? You will need another level of awareness around what your body and breath are doing as you sing those higher or lower pitches. Now, same goes if you're a musical theater singer or a contemporary singer and you're belting out those high notes. If you're a classical singer not using amplification, understand that you need to develop your relationship with breath to support the music you're singing. So how we experience breath and what we need from our breath depends on the type of songs that we're singing. Number 5, get clear on your anatomy and what happens in your body while breathing. I really love body mapping for breath awareness. It is one of the first things I do with new clients. So body mapping is just a way to kind of feel, see, and experience what's really going on as the body inhales and exhales. So what happens is we use our hands to mimic what's happening in the body, right? As we breathe and sing. So now, a great body mapping book I want to show you is this one, What Every Singer Needs to Know About the Body. Now, there is a 4th edition. I have the 3rd, but my 4th edition is coming. So this book is great. And why I love it so much is that it also has supplemental video examples. So the writers of the book take you through exactly what's going on in the body while you're breathing. Because sometimes our breath doesn't support us well when we sing because we have these inaccurate ideas about body function when breathing. So this book that I just showed you removes the mystery of what's going on with the diaphragm or the pelvic floor or the abdominal muscles, the lungs, the throat during the breathing cycle. Really awesome info to know. And I think what it does is it helps you really make better decisions when you're singing. Yeah, and that's awesome. So I'll put the link for the book below. And again, it's the 4th edition and full of lots of other great info as well. So number 6, physical alignment can support your breathing or hinder it. Okay, so I feel like body balance or alignment in your body is very important for efficient breath function. So how your neck rests atop your spine. Yeah, where your hips are, how you feel your feet underneath you, right? Where your shoulders are. Yeah, these factors either help the breath be efficient, right, while you're singing, or they can actually hinder your breath efficiency if you're doing it, if you're not in alignment, if you're not feeling kind of buoyant and bouncy, right? So as we are moving, we are singing. We are moving as we're singing and we're moving as we're breathing. So our alignment should feel balanced, flexible, and buoyant. If those are words that don't describe your posture, you may be engaging some muscles that don't need to be working while you're singing. And then what ends up happening is you just end up getting in your own way. Now you know this, but I'm just going to give you a gentle reminder. So turtling out your neck, right, while you're singing toward the mic, toward the guitar, toward the audience, right? Slumping your shoulders while you're playing the piano or the guitar while you're singing, rounding your back, right? Those things do not help your breathing, and they do not help your singing. Bring your body back into healthy balance and support your authentic breath, right? And again, remember this. It doesn't mean that you're holding this perfect posture. No way. Think of flexibility, buoyancy, and balance. Number 7, have you developed a relaxed breath yet? So as you're on this breath discovery journey, think about a relaxed breath. A common mistake is this, right? We're breathing in, and of course I'm exaggerating a little bit, right? But some clients that come into the studio, they're really breathing high into their body, lifting the shoulders on the inhale, tightening the throat, tightening the mouth. So watch yourself in a mirror and stop doing that, okay? Relax your shoulders when you breathe in. Allow the breath to be lower in the body, nurturing and relaxing. What if every time you breathe before you sang, it was just this wonderful experience? We want to train the body to move out of flight or fight or freeze and into rest and digest. This is fight or flight or freeze. This is, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble, I better run, right? This down here lower in your body, rest and digest. That really helps us. And the problem may be is that you're running around all day, breathing a little bit high in your body, so that when you show up to sing, you apply that high breath to your singing process and you're not even aware of it. And then singing just doesn't feel as good as it could, right? Your nervous system does not like to live in high breath, fight, flight, or freeze breath. And it definitely doesn't help to create a relaxed, free, powerful, and awesome sound, okay? All right, so what you can do, just for now, let's just play with this. Put your hand on your belly, right? And allow the low belly to soften and slightly expand as you inhale. For those of us that feel like we have to suck our stomach in all day long, this may feel a little weird, but just let the belly soften. And you'll feel expansion, right? Diaphragm's moving, all good, but your shoulders are on vacation. Now this slight expansion in the low belly, it doesn't have to be big or huge or pushed or exaggerated, right? All we want to do is bring focus a little bit lower into the body. I often talk about this as meditative breath, right? We need to be lower for that relaxation state. So just out of the shoulders and into the lower part of your body, and just start practicing that breath, right? It's the breath that you had when you showed up on the planet. You watch a baby breathe, no shoulders involved, just a sweet, soft belly. On the exhale, that soft belly will naturally contract under you. It will go in as air exits. So if I take a nice easy breath in, that's gonna go in underneath me all by itself. I don't need to help it. I don't need to contract or push or hold or do anything. Air comes in and the air moves out. Then on the inhale, you will allow that low belly to open again into the body with that breath, right? So are we breathing into the belly? No. Air only goes into the lungs, but the abdominals, right? That gentle expansion allows the diaphragm to move in a natural way that balances breath function. So go ahead if you want to, pause the video now and just feel what it's like to breathe into that place, and then you can allow that sustained sound if you want to on the exhale. And just notice the lack of emergency and how good that can feel. It's a great place to start, a great way to train your body into that beautiful breath. So number 8, what should the ribs be doing? Aha! So a lot of people ask about the ribs. Let's play with that a little bit. So if you put your hands on your ribs, when you breathe in, right here. Relax the shoulders. And this is like a little example of the body mapping because you're actually going to feel what's going on in your body. So take a nice, easy breath in. Ooh, right? You're just going to feel it. Those nice, beautiful ribs open up a little bit, right? So what happens is when that expands, the diaphragm's just moving down and out, and the ribs are moving out, yeah? So do that with me again. Right? When you breathe in and out, you will feel those ribs expand, of course, and then they'll come back in. So let's just do 2 fast breaths. Maybe you've never done this before. Right? In and out, and in and out, and in and out. Right. Now, so what if we slow down that exhale by putting it, little S on there? Okay, so we're going to do that again. Shoulders relaxed. Nice, gentle breath in. You feel how the ribs are now slowly coming in because you are really allowing for that nice slow exhale on that S. The ribs are moving slowly. The diaphragm, right, is moving back into place slowly because you're allowing for that slow exhale. There's not a quick movement in the ribs because you are releasing your air slowly, okay? Can you see how this slow exhale mimics breathing while singing? Let's do it even so we can really get this for ourselves. I'm paying attention to letting that ooh come out very slowly, and I'm watching what the ribs are doing. I'm feeling what the ribs are doing. They're not tightening, they're not solid, they're not being held. They're moving, but very slowly. Let's do it again. Relax the shoulders and sing an ooh with me, any pitch. Right? So those ribs are moving slowly because we are slowly exhaling on that ooh, right? My ribs are neither collapsing in quickly, nor am I holding them out rigidly. For singing that requires beautiful phrasing, extended range, and held notes, training your exhalation muscles to slow down is very helpful. It's not something that we really have a baseline for in real life, right? People that play wind instruments have to learn how to do this, and we are an instrument, so you are no exception. If we don't show the body how to slow that inhale down, the body will do what it does when it's speaking, right? Breath coming in and out whenever it wants, and it's in short little increments. Or it will do what we do when we exercise. In and out, pumping that air in and out very, very quickly. Neither one of those is great for that really long, powerful, sustained singing that we want. So for singing, we don't want the air to rush out on that first note. We want to have lots of air for that phrase. We don't want to take little breaths every few seconds. So we just need to train our exhalation muscles, the diaphragm, to just move back into that place nice and slowly. So your ribs, let them open with that inhale, just like it wants to do naturally. And if you want to keep them lifted or up, because some teacher has told you, hey, keep those ribs lifted and up, please make sure that you're not holding them in position rigid and tight, right? Any type of holding or pushing makes me a little bit nervous, as it doesn't, for me or for my clients, transfer over well into performance. Every concert, show, or performance that I love, there's singers that are moving freely in their body, sharing emotion on a very vulnerable level. I don't see a lot of holding or pushing or rigidity in their body. It just doesn't convey the emotions and the storytelling that we love. So you and I, we're always moving and flexible in our breath and during singing. Make sure that you're not tight in the ribs, right? You should be able to sing and move and play about the room and still have plenty of breath and connectivity to your voice. So my advice is no locking your ribs and no collapsing your ribs, right? Find that balance. buoyant, flexible place in the middle where those ribs can come in nice and slowly. So this brings me to the exercise that I want you to do. You can do this every day to develop your breathing and support your singing. So during this exercise, you can practice in that nice relaxed breath. Great physical alignment, right? And slowing down the exhale. So my mom had me do this. She was my first teacher and I was very young. And I would time myself with the old clock in our house to see how long I could go. So for you, I want you to get out your phone, open the stopwatch, the stopwatch part of your clock app, and let's see where you are today as you time this, okay? Inhale into that nice low belly place, nice and easy, nurturing breath, no shoulders, allow the belly to be soft, and let's on that exhale. Ready? So I'll do it with you. Okay, fun, right? Now we want that S to be consistent. What we don't want while we're doing this is we don't want s, because that's not the steady stream of air that's going to create this nice, easy ooh, ah, ee for that long period of time. We need that steady flow of air. Yeah? Okay. So I want you to play with that. And then after you do the S's for a while, then you can switch to any old vowel that you love and adore. Okay, I have my favorites. And then you can also just do it on a phrase of your song and notice, oh wow, those ribs are still flexible and moving. So I'm going to leave you today with another book recommendation. Okay, I really like this guy's approach. This guy, he's awesome. His name is W. Stephen Smith, really honored singing teacher. And he wrote this book called The Naked Voice. So one of the things that I really remember about this book that just sticks with me about breathing is that the more we try to hold or ration out our breath, the more tight the body becomes. We need to release the breath to have more breath. Should I say that again? We need to release the breath to have more breath. That's very Zen, but it's very true. Now, but does this sound counter to the exercise I just gave you? I don't think so. Because as you're training your exhalation muscles to slow down, do it in a way that you're finding an easy pace in your body, and only you know what that is. So while the goal is to have this nice long exhale on the S or on a vowel or in your phrase, you don't want to be so tight and constricted that you're rigid in your body. This actually steals the vibrancy of the voice, okay? Because it will not transfer over. That rigidity will not transfer over well into your song. So choose a shorter time on the stopwatch, right? A shorter time on that stopwatch in the beginning is better if you're feeling a sense of balance and buoyancy and flexibility in the body. Gently keep that release the breath idea running in the background as you train that coordination and flexibility into your experience of breath. Be encouraged by the idea that your relationship with your voice body and your breath will be unique to you. So gather information, try it on, take time to explore, and please be okay with not knowing everything right now. You can do this. Please feel free to give me comments, write some questions below. I will always answer them. So you can do this. You know I'm cheering for you. Until next time, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.